Ekadashi. Today is the Ekadashi of Kartik month, and you know, it is being mentioned that how in the Kartik month, if somebody recites shlokas, Bhagavad Gita shlokas, even one shlokas, and what to speak of one shloka, even one fourth of a shloka, one of the lines, then one gets benefit equivalent to studying 18 Puranas. All the 18 Puranas which are there, you can get just benefited just if you just recite just one shloka. That also one fourth of the shloka. That is the beauty of the Kartik month. So, all the more today is a Ekadashi, so it's a very good day to take shelter of the holy names. One time, uh, devotees were doing Harinam Sankirtan on the streets, and and the police was again warning them. And then one of the times they all caught the devotees and they put them inside the jail. And then this news went to Srila Prabhupada. Devotees wrote to Prabhupada that Prabhupada, police has caught us now, and we are inside the jail. What we should do here? How we can come out? Prabhupada then wrote back that why do you want to come out? See what we are doing outside, we're doing Harinam Sankirtan. Same thing you will start doing inside. What is the problem? So then Prabhupada letter came back to them, and Prabhupada, so after reading Prabhupada letter, that Prabhupada is inspiring them to do Harinam Sankirtan inside the jail. They started doing Harinam Sankirtan, all the devotees together in their particular cell. They will do, they will do the Mangala Aarti in the morning. They will not have incense and all flowers and all, but they will all do Mangala Aarti, Narsimha Aarti, Tulsi Aarti. Somebody has to unmute. Somebody has to mute himself. They will do all the aartis, and not only that, one devotee will specifically be there to also, do the offering, just like we do worship now. So no, they don't have the ingredients, but still one devotee will be, in the mind he will be doing. One devotee will be appointed, he will be, rotating for the agarbattis and then offering of the flowers. So like that they were doing. And because of that what happened? Many of the other prisoners, they also started joining them for the Sankirtan, for the Mangala Aarti. So then the police people, they became very afraid, and they thought that these are very dangerous people. When they were outside, they were doing all these things and they were disturbing the people. And now when they're inside, they're disturbing all the more, even more. So better let them go out. Otherwise they will disturb the entire jail. They will spoil the entire other prisoners. So then the police made them go outside. This is a beauty, What I wanted to say from this is that how those who are pure devotees, we can see that how they're always fixed up in taking shelter of the holy name. And even in the most awkward situations of the life, they are inspired to chant Hare Krishna and they are happy in their hearts. That's the beauty of the pure devotees. Same way, in our life also, we should be also inspired to also be inspired to take shelter of the holy name. And days like today, Kartik's Ekadashi are very, very auspicious with very good mood if you can try to chant. That can very much help in our spiritual life. Number is important, quantity is important, but quality is all the more very important. Whatever number of extra rounds we may be able to do, we can do it with quality. That can please Krishna in a great way. Okay, so let us begin. So last time we were able to cover it in shloka number 3. Now let us move ahead today. I'm properly audible, right?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So we are seeing the first part of this first section of this chapter, where first shloka number 1 to 10, where Krishna is teaching and establishing the dharma. We discussed at how lust is the cause of the bondage in this mortal world, and the way to get rid of the lust is by the cultivation of spiritual knowledge, and that happens by performance of the dharma. When somebody performs dharma helps us to cultivate the spiritual knowledge by which we can get rid of the effects of the lust in our life. So last time, just this. Um, how to hide this about this? So the last time we have seen the first 3 shlokas. First shloka, Krishna was speaking that how this knowledge he has given to Vivashwan, sun god, and then Vivashwan gave it to Manu, and then Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. We discussed that how on the earth planet it came to the Ikshvaku Maharaj some 20 lakh years before, And originally this was given to sun god who gave it to Vivashvat Manu, the current Manu who is there in the beginning of his life. That is something like 12 crore years before. And then Krishna was speaking about that how this knowledge was coming in the parampara to the Raja Rishis. And in the course of the time, what happened is this knowledge got scattered. The original knowledge became deviated.
उधार कर लीजिए
And for that reason, again, Krishna is again giving this knowledge again to Arjuna. Reason being because Arjuna is a friend and a devotee of Krishna. That's why Krishna is giving this knowledge again to Arjuna today. Now, next section, sloka number 4. Arjuna is now having a question. Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvatah tatham etad vijaniyam tvam ado proktavan iti. So here Arjuna is raising a question. What is the question? Na aparam bhavato janma, है ना परम जन्म विवस्वता ना परम मीन्स superior, janma means birth, vivasvata means vivaswan. Vivaswan means the sun god. Arjuna is telling that Hare Krishna, no, I know that both of us are, see, Arjuna was a contemporary of Krishna. Arjuna is telling that Hare, I know you and you are also born with me only. Right now, when they are on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it is like something, their age is around 100 years. So, Arjuna is telling that Hare, I know that you were born 100 years before, along with me. You know, Param Janma, but the sun god is existing since a long time. So then Katham Etad Vijaniyam, how can I know about this? That Tom Adho Poktaman iti, right? Poktaman means you spoke. How can I know that you spoke this knowledge to the Vivashwan, to the sun god? Because I see that you are born just with me some 100 years back, but the sun is existing for such a long time. This is the question raised by Arjuna. Okay. So it's a logical question, isn't it? It's a logical question. So in Krishna consciousness, we have a scope to ask the logical questions. And we can ask the appropriate authorities the questions. Sometimes one authority may not be able to satisfy us logically, but then we can keep such questions in the car park. When the right opportunity comes, we some more devotees, then we can ask them. That's the point. And also we should also know one more thing that how it's not that all the questions will have a logical answer in Krishna consciousness because Krishna consciousness is beyond the logic. It's a matter of faith. So purposefully Krishna will not let us have a logical answer of all the questions because 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 otherwise there is a question of surrender. There is a question of surrender. There are many things which are very logical and which are very much scientific to be understood. But there are going to be few things which may not fit into our logic and brain. And Krishna consciousness is beyond the brain. Purposefully, Krishna will keep such because there we will really need to put our surrender. And see, Saswarup Maharaj writes in his book at one place that how we should know that just like we were also having many questions earlier, and now many of them are answered. So why they got answered eventually? It- No, because by practice of a devotional service, we get mercy of the Lord, and by that mercy, we can understand some higher concepts. We can understand the higher realities. We can get more realizations. We become more deeper in our understanding. So just like it has happened earlier, same thing now further also. So we may not be able to understand many things logically, but we have to just keep patience. Of course, we can always try to ask with some other senior people, whom we find capable. But still, if some things are not fitting into our logic, wait for some time, practice sincerely, seriously, and with a faith that with more mercy of the Lord, we'll be able to understand those things eventually. Because spiritual knowledge is being revealed. It's a matter of revelation. The spiritual knowledge in Krishna reveals based upon our sincerity. It's not simply about intellectual understandings. We may have some intellectual understandings, but we'll have only realizations of them when Krishna gives his mercy in our life. We can ask logical questions in our life, but if some things we are not able to understand, okay, keep it on the car park. At right time, don't worry, Krishna will make you understand those things. Like, for example, suppose like when we start preaching to the new boys, now if during the device only if you tell that how spiritual life or Krishna consciousness is higher than the social service or the service to the parents, or the service to the nation, then it may not be understandable at that point of time, isn't it?
Right, right.
But after some time, we find that eventually, as a person becomes a devotee, then these things becomes very clearly understandable for him. He is able to have very firm realization about it. It is the best way we can help the society. It's beyond the nationalism. It's beyond the society, social work, etc. It's the same thing. This is one thing. And another thing you will find, this is a question of Arjuna. Another thing here, see, Arjuna is asking, Katham etad vijanhyam. Arjuna is raising a doubt, but Arjuna is having faith upon Krishna. He's asking, Krishna, what you spoke is right. I accept that. But how can I understand? Can you please explain to me? So, so Arjuna is having a submissive attitude. Arjuna is not doubting Krishna, but Arjuna is just trying to have answer of his question, not without doubting Krishna. This is also very important. This is another thing that Hameta Mijani, that sun god Vivaswani is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? How am I to understand? How can I understand that? So what you're speaking is right. How can I understand? I'm not able to understand. So can you please help me to understand more? This is the mode. That should be the mode for us also when we approach some spiritual authorities. So we have faith. What is coming in the parampara. And if we are not able to understand, we can seek the help of the authorities to understand it in our life. In the purport, Gopal is also making these points that how if Krishna can explain about himself, then only we can understand Krishna properly. Because otherwise, we may try to think about Krishna or interpret about Krishna in many, many ways. But if Krishna reveals himself to us, then it is very easy for us to understand Krishna. Please read the blue part, anyone?
Anyway, since Krishna is the authority accepted by all, Arjuna put this question before him in order that Krishna would describe himself without being depicted by the demons, who always try to distort him in a way understandable to the demons and their followers. It is necessary that everyone, for his own interest, know the signs of Krishna. Therefore, when Krishna himself speaks about himself, it is auspicious for all the worlds. To the demons, such explanation by Krishna himself may appear to be strange because the demons always study Krishna from their own standpoint. But those who are devotee heartily welcomes the statement of Krishna when they are spoken by Krishna himself. The devotees will always worship such authoritative statements of Krishna because they are always eager to know more and more about him.
So here, see, the main point comes here is that how Arjuna is putting this question before him in order that Krishna will describe himself without being depicted by the demons. Arjuna has asked this question. Arjuna has full faith upon Krishna, but he's asking for us that Krishna will get an opportunity to tell us about his divine position, so that there is no scope for misinterpretation. See, even though Krishna spoke so elaborately, still is so much misinterpretation. That's the irony. Okay, now next sloka. Now Krishna is starting answering. Krishna has now got an opportunity to speak about him, to establish about his position. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Bahuni me Vyatitani Janmani Tava Charjuna Tani Ham Veda Sarvani Madhvam Veda Parantapa. So here see what is telling Bahuni me Vyatitani Janmani Tava Arjuna. Arjuna, right? व्यतीत करना मतलब कि बिताना passing past होने means many so bahuni janmani vyatitani holy may and tama, right now Arjun, me and you, both of us, we have spent we have many births, we have many births. That is what we study, right? So Arjun, me and you, both of us have taken many births. This is not the first time. But what is the difference? Kanya aham ved sarvani. Ved means no. I know all of them. We have passed different years. I am aware, I am cautious, or I know about all of them. But not the ved parantapa. No parantapa, you are not. You are not. You don't remember all of them. I remember. You don't remember. What is
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, आवाज थोड़ी जल्दी से।
वॉइस
यस,
इज वॉइस
रीडिंग
क्लियर
के
नहीं आ रही है।
ठीक से।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
नहीं
कृष्णा
गुरु जी,
हरे
कुछ आपका साउंड नहीं
हरे
आ रहा है।
राम। साउंड नहीं आ रहा है।
नहीं, अभी गुरु आ रहा है। आई थिंक आपकी जो माइक की पोजीशन कुछ तो है, थोड़ा सा आप उसको अलाइन करिए।
ओके ओके ठीक है ठीक
पास
है।
ही है मेरी लैपटॉप, अब थोड़ा सा लैपटॉप से कर
पास आना पड़ेगा ना।
अगर
नाउ
हेडफोन, अगर कोई ईयरफोन हो तो प्लीज आप लगा लीजिए।
हाँ मैं लाया नहीं ईयरफोन। देखो अभी अभी बताओ। हरे कृष्णा
अभी
कृष्णा
गुरु
कृष्णा
अच्छा है।
अभी
हरे ठीक है
सही है
अभी
प्रभु जी।
ठीक है ब्रो जी,
इतना
अभी
तो
आप
ठीक
ऑडिबल है।
अच्छा है।
ठीक है ओके चलो।
थैंक यू गुरु जी।
आई विल कीप नेक्स्ट टाइम दिस। तो तो ताने हम वेद सर्वाणि न तुम वेद परंतपा ना। सो इट इज बीइंग मेंशनड दैट हाउ ना you don't know them but I know all of them. That is what Arjuna is telling. That is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Right? Many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot subdue all the enemies. So see, here is a important thing. Why we forget past with change of the body? Oh no. So why you see? Uh, so what memory we have? Memory is a function of mind and also to some extent the brain. Right? जो भी हम लोग को remembrance रहती है, memory जो होती है हमारी जनरली mind is a storehouse. Mind is a storehouse of all the experiences and the desires, etc. Now the that gets stored in the mind, and of course some part of the brain is also involved into that. Now you see what happens when we change our bodies. Then what happens is why we tend to forget about our previous lives because of the change of the body. There are some two three reasons for it. One of the foremost reason is that how when we change our body, when we move from one body to another body, then what happens is there's a complete change of all the reference points for the memories and for the soul. Like, for example, like let us say, the example is given here. You see, suppose you are suppose I have a laptop here with me, and suppose I have kept one particular file at one particular place in my laptop. Okay, so if I have to access it, I can immediately know that okay, this is the file which is kept in this particular location. I can immediately have access of it. But now suppose what happens is I forget about it. I forget about what was the file name and where was its location. Suppose if I forget about it, then what happens? Even though it is there, but because I don't have those reference points, that this was the name of the file and this is where the location was. Because although it is there, but because I don't have reference points, I don't have a remembrance of the reference point. What happens is they are as good as not having them, not having us having. Same way, like whatever in the previous life, whatever things have happened in our life, all those things. So now when we change our body, now we have got this new body again in this life. Then what happens is all the memories which were associated with that life, the reference point itself, that our previous body and the previous birthplace, the previous parents, the previous environment, everything now, they all have changed now. So what has happened? Although many of those memories may be there in our mind, but what is the problem? That they are buried. They are very deeply buried. We don't able to recollect because the reference points are changed. No, we are into now different body, different parents, different environment. So even to recollect any of those memories, just like even to access the file, we need to know the name of the file. So even to just have remembrance of that, we don't we don't have those reference points around us now anymore, including most important that is our mental body. So this is one of the main reasons that how the whole reference point for the memories, right? Memories को याद रखने के लिए कोई जो reference point चाहिए वही पूरा change हो जाता है with the change of the body. This is one main reason. And apart from it, what are the other reasons? Another reason is also that you see it is also the nature's system. Because what happens at the time of the death is a very very traumatic experience. डेथ के समय बहुत पीड़ा होती है, राइट? सुना होगा आपने, गरुड़ पुराण में लिखा है 40,000 स्कॉर्पियंस के बीटिंग के बराबर पेन होता है. So death itself is a very very traumatic experience. That's why by the laws of the nature, we tend to forget the previous memories so that we can go on peacefully with our current life. Otherwise, it will be like very very horrible for one to remember all those things and to continue in this life. And another thing is also that the very nature of our human memory is what? That it is generally it is short-lived. It is very temporary. And like we don't remember even the Like if I ask you, one week before what you had taken your breakfast, or at this point of time what you were doing, just 5 days back. So it's not easy for us to remember them because it's the nature of our memory. So, so in our case, because we have a change of the body, that's why we tend to forget. But in the case of Krishna, see, Krishna is saying that I remember all of them. Why? Because Krishna does not have to change his body. Krishna's body is Satchidananda. It is transcendental. That's why there's no change in the body. That's why there's no change in there's no loss of the memory. Krishna remembers all of them. Then Krishna is establishing that how I do come as different incarnations. Na? And you have also come earlier along with me because Arjuna is a companion of Krishna. But Krishna is telling that how you have forgotten them, but I have not forgotten them. Why? Because I'm omniscient. I don't change my body. I am able to remember everything. That's what is being established here. Same thing Prabhupada is explaining here that how Lord is having Sachidananda body, whereas we are having a material body. That's a big change. Vishwashikha Thakur is also mentioning about this thing. I appear as the various avatars, and you also appear as my companion at that time. I know since I am omniscient, being I know since I am omniscient, being the Supreme Lord, right? So Lord is omniscient. Omniscient means he knows everything. He is able to remember because he is omniscient. But we tend to forget it. You do not know since I cover your knowledge for fulfilling the purpose of my past, right? But I make you forget. So this is one thing. First Krishna has told about this, that how I remember everything. Now Krishna is going to next shloka. Krishna is going to explain that how do I appear? How do I appear in this world? No, how do I come in this world again and again? That Krishna is telling next shloka, sixth shloka. Ajope san avyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakartim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Here now Krishna is explaining that how Krishna comes in this world. He's telling, see, Ajo Pi San Avyayatma. Ajo means what? One who does not take birth, who is unborn. And Ajopi San Avyayatma. Avyayatma means imperishable. Imperishable means without destruction. है ना? Bhutanam means the living beings. The living beings. Na Ishvara means the Supreme Lord. Na Api San, the being so. है ना? प्रकृतिम स्वाम अधिष्ठाय संभवामि आत्ममाया. Right? आत्म माया मतलब होता है कि मेरी खुद की शक्ति के द्वारा. Atma Maya means my internal energy. Krishna is having two energies, right? There's a Yog Maya, there's a Maha Maya. There is one energy which takes care of the affairs of the spiritual world, that is called as the Yoga Maya, or it is simply the Atma Maya also. And there's another energy which takes care of the affairs of the material world, that is called as the Yoga Maya, or that is called as the Maha Maya. So Krishna is mentioning that how do I come? First thing Krishna is saying, let's see. Now, although I am unborn, right? Krishna is saying that I am unborn. I am unborn. And another thing is I am Avyayatma, which means what? My body is not material. My body is not perishable. My body is transcendental. So my body, I am unborn and my body is also imperishable. My body is transcendental. But somebody may say that okay, but we also as a souls, we are also unborn, and we are also unborn. But then what is the difference between us and the Lord? Our body is not Avyatma. We have a material body which perishes. But in the case of the Lord, the body is Avyatma. Lord is because the Lord does not change the body, his body is imperishable. So another thing is also Lord is Ishvara. Right? What is the difference between us and the Lord? The Lord is the controller of all of us. The Lord is master of all of us. Is also Krishna is establishing. See, although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all the living entities, right? तो भगवान बता रहे हैं यहाँ पे कि I am also the Lord of everyone. So still, how do I come? Prakartim swam adhisthaya. Prakartim means what? Here, see, prakriti का मतलब होता है energy. प्रकृति का मीनिंग होता है नेचर और energies. See, the word prakriti has different meanings as per what context it is being spoken. Like one of the meaning of prakriti uh, is energy or also nature, right? Like material nature, we say material nature. Material nature is also Krishna's energy. Another meaning of prakriti is also Krishna's nature. Prakriti is also like nature means or you say characteristics. और स्वरूप, स्वरूप मीन्स व्हाट, जो ओरिजिनल, ओरिजिनल जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है उसको भी प्रकृति बोलते हैं. So here this Prakriti is referring to what? Here Prakriti is referring to, see, Prabhupada has translated as a in the transcendental form, which means Krishna's nature or Krishna's body, Krishna's imperishable body. No, Krishna's Swarupa. Prakriti here means what? Krishna's Swarupa. Swarupa means Sachidananda body. So Krishna is saying that, Prakriti Swam na Adhisthaya. Adhisthaya means being so situated. So Krishna is saying that how I come in my original form. I come in my original Prakriti. I come in my original Swarupa. Na, na Sambhavami. So Sambhava means I appear, I reincarnate, or I incarnate. Na? Okay, under what effect? Under the effect of my own internal energy. Let's say in our case as a jivas, it's not that we take birth because of our own desires or because of the effect of our own energy. No. But in case of we are forced. We are forced to take birth in this world. But Krishna is establishing it how I am coming in my original body, my own original transcendental body, and I come as per my own will, by the effect of my own internal energy. I am not forced to take birth. I come by the effect of my own energy. That is Atma Maya. Krishna is making very clearly differentiating it. Atma Maya. Right? By my own internal potency, I come in this world in my original transcendental body, my original Prakriti. No, that is what Krishna is establishing. This is how Krishna comes. Krishna comes in his original transcendental body and under the effect of his internal energy. And his body is imperishable. This is the main theme of this shloka. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all the living entities, by my internal energy I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So there is a clear-cut difference between our form and the Lord's form. We have a perishable body, we don't have a Sachidananda body, and we do come under the effect of not Atma Maya, we come under the effect of Krishna's Mahamaya. But on the contrary, Krishna is not coming in this world because of being forced, but he's coming by his own will. Like Prabhupada often explains this, that how, just like in a jail, there are some prisoners. So if somebody has done some crimes, then they get to go, or then they have to be inside the jail. Right? But sometimes the prime minister may visit a jail, let us say. He may come inside the jail. Just because he has come inside the jail does not mean that he is also a prisoner. Yeah, the prime minister comes inside the jail by his own choice. And why do he come? He comes, to inspire the people that, don't do any crime anymore and try to get out of the jail. No, so if you have an ordinary vision, you may think that prime minister is also one of the prisoners, but it is not the case. The other prisoners, they have been forced to come inside the jail. But on the contrary, the prime minister is coming by his own free will, and he is coming to deliver. He's coming to help the prisoners. Same way Krishna is coming in this world to help the ordinary souls. This is what we find here. You see, Prabhupada is making this point. Prakriti means the nature, or more, or the Sarupa, that is own form. The Lord says that he appears in his own body. He does not change his body as the common living entity changes from one body to another body. At this point we discussed. Prabhupada is also mentioning about that how Krishna does not change the body. We don't find that Krishna has grown old. At the time when this Mahabharata war is happening, Krishna is around 100 years old. But we don't find that Krishna is having a beard or mustache, because he's having a Sachidananda body. Prabhupada is comparing it with Krishna's coming in this world is like that of the sun. The sun is visible to us for some period of time, and then it disappears. But sun is always there. It's not that the sun is not there. No, sun is always there. Only we are able to have only a limited vision to see the sun. Same way, Krishna is always there, but he appears to us for some period of time and performs some leelas, and then again he disappears. So his appearance and disappearance is just like the appearance and the disappearance of the sun in our ordinary life. That is being spoken here. And again, Maya means Atma Maya means another meaning of Atma Maya is also his mercy. So Lord is also coming in this world out of his causeless mercy. So Krishna does not have any business to come in this world, but he comes out of his own causeless mercy to help all of us in this material world. Another meaning of Atma is also referred here as Krishna's causeless mercy. So when Krishna comes, then devotees are able to understand his transcendental position. Whereas those who are non-devotees, they are not able to understand the transcendental position of Krishna. So this was the shloka number 6, where Krishna was telling that no, how he comes. So he's coming in his original transcendental body and under the effect of his internal potency. Now, next two shlokas are very well-known shlokas, most well-known shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. So now first Krishna is now telling that now what is the time when he comes? How he comes, he has already told in this shloka. Now seventh shloka. Now when is it? When do he come? What is the time when he comes in this world? Very famous shloka. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyothanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So let's see the word by word meaning. Yada yada. So it is being translated as yada yada. दो बार यदा बताया गया है ना. तो एक का मतलब है कि whenever and second है wherever. मतलब one is for the one refers to the time and the other refers to the place or circumstances. Whenever and wherever. Whenever means refers to the time. So whenever there is a need and wherever there is a need, like that you can understand it. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi. Dharmasya means religion. Glani means what? Destruction or discrepancies. Purpose is discrepancies. So whenever there are some deviations or some disturbances to performance of the dharma, then what happens? Bhavati, है then so this is one thing. Dharmasya glani. When there is a discrepancy in the performance of the religion. And second thing is when abhyutthanam adharmasya. Utthanam. Utthanam means what? Uthna. Or increase होना, let us say predominance. Prabhupada is mentioned predominance means increase. So abhyuthanam adharmasya, when there is a rise or when there is a predominance of irreligion, then tada atmanam sajamyaham, at that time I manifest myself. Krishna is mentioning whenever and wherever there is a decline in the religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. Krishna is making a point here that when he will come in this world, when there's a decline in the religious practices and there's a predominant rise of the irreligion. These are the two things which Krishna is saying that when the irreligion is rising and when the religious practices are declining, right? So both things will happen together only, right? जब अधर्म बढ़ेगा, when the dharma will rise, then what will happen? Dharma will go down. So see, it means what? Adharma will go up means what? The adharmic people. When the population of the dharmic people increases in the world, and when they are creating a problem for the other people to perform the right dharma, then Krishna has to come. This is the meaning. Now here one important thing is yada yada hi dharmasya, right? What is the meaning of this dharmasya? The dharma, there can be three types of dharmas. Okay. Like one thing, as most of us know, right? What is dharma? Prabhupada explains it many times, right? What is the meaning of dharma? Dharma means the what is the meaning of dharma? Anyone?
धर्मं तु साक्षात् भगवद्विनीतम्.
Nature.
Or real
Natural
nature.
propensity. Nature.
Okay.
Natural propensity.
The ultimate meaning of dharma is what? The ultimate meaning of dharma is our constitutional nature, our constitutional duty, right? That is what? To love and serve Krishna. To love and serve Krishna. That is the eternal nature of or the eternal duty of the soul, right? That's the ultimate dharma. That's the highest dharma. That's the ultimate dharma. Okay, that is one meaning. To love and serve Krishna. Our constitutional nature. Another dharma also refers to, like it also refers to the material occupations or varnashram dharma. Let's say while being in this world, we have to fulfill our material needs. So varnashram dharma is also being given by the Lord. That how the purpose of the varnashram dharma is so as to gradually purify us and to help us, acquire our needs from in this world in a manner that we don't get disturbance for the other people. And we also have some prospects for performance of the ultimate dharma. That is called as the varnashram dharma, right? We have a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. All these four varnas are being created. Then you have Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. So these things are being this system is being there, And you have duties for the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Brahmacharis, and Grihasthas. So all these things have been defined, and the performance of this is called as a Varnashram Dharma. So what this is meant for? This is meant for gradually helping a person to come to this ultimate platform of fully loving and serving Krishna in a way that one can live in this world in a harmony, and one does not become disturbed or one does not create disturbance for the people around in this world, and also one is also able to come to this to come to the performance of the real. That is also called as the Varnashram Dharma. इसको बोलते हैं, फिर इसको स्वधर्मा भी बोलते हैं. स्वधर्मा means हमारे material duties, material occupations. There is also another meaning. And the third meaning is about the sadhana bhakti. Like we are doing the sadhana bhakti, chanting, hearing, reading. This constitutes a sadhana bhakti. So this is also dharma which we are following. The dharma of sadhana bhakti. This ultimate goal क्या है? To become a pure devotee of Krishna, to develop full bhakti in our life, complete bhakti in our life. So now here when Krishna is telling that yada yada hi dharmasya glani, right? तो यहाँ पे कौन से धर्म को रेफर किया जा रहा होगा? Who can, what do you say? तो यहाँ पे बताया जा रहा है यदा यदा धर्म से ग्लानि, नो, whenever there is a deviation, है ना, in the dharma or the religion, right? So what this dharma is referring to?
साधना भक्ति।
साधना. हाँ, ओके, लेट अस सी. देखो पहला जो चीज है, पहला चीज क्या है? धर्मा. धर्मा ऑफ जो अल्टीमेट धर्मा क्या है? टू लव एंड सर्व कृष्णा, राइट? उसको उसमें कुछ डिस्क्रिपेंसी हो सकता है क्या? वो तो एटर्नल है धर्मा, राइट? सबका वो एटर्नल धर्मा है, उसको तो आप कोई चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो, राइट? उसको तो कोई डिस्टर्ब नहीं कर सकता है, राइट? एंड जो साधना भक्ति करे, साधना भक्ति भी डिवोटीज लोग, जो डिवोटीज है वो तो साधना भक्ति करना चाहते हैं, राइट? दैट इज ऑल्सो अ पर्सनल चॉइस. बट द सेकेंड पार्ट विच इज द मटेरियल धर्मा, इसको बोलते हैं मटेरियल धर्मा. मटेरियल धर्मा मीन्स द सोशल अरेंजमेंट्स टू हेल्प अ पर्सन टू ग्रेजुअली, है ना, टेक टू द भक्ति. The social arrangements in the world to help a person to gradually take the bhakti, right? Like we have this varnashram dharma. ये सेकंड वाला जो पार्ट है उसके लिए बताया जा रहा है यहाँ पे कि जब वो वाला जो धर्म है, जो सोशल ऑर्डर या सोशल अरेंजमेंट विच इज मेंट टू हेल्प अ पर्सन टू टेक टू द भक्ति, जब इसको कोई आके डिस्टर्ब करता है, उसमें जब डिस्क्रिपेंसी आ जाती है, और व्हेन इट बिकम्स डिविएटेड, देन कृष्णा हैज टू कम. फॉर एग्जांपल, like we find that Ravan was there. So Ravan was doing? Ravan was killing the Brahmanas. No, Ravan was killing the Brahmanas. No, he was stopping them from doing the yajnas. No, he was ordering the killing of the cows. So see all these things now. The Brahmanas, the yajnas, the cows, they are all meant for, they're all part of the Varnashram Dharma. They're all very important elements for educating the people and taking them towards the path of the bhakti. But see, if they become destroyed, then what happens? Then people will have no brahmanas, people will have no access to the spiritual knowledge, and then they will not be able to move towards the ultimate goal of life. So those who are demons or adharmic people, what do? They try to disturb this social arrangement by which people can gradually become qualified to take to this bhakti. So this is what dharma Krishna is mentioning at it. How when this kind of social arrangement is being disturbed, or when it is being deviated, then Krishna comes to again reinstate that social arrangement. Because see, Krishna is a loving father, and his only desire is that all the living entities can become purified and can again come back to him. So that's why Krishna has made this arrangement of the Varnashram Dharma, so that people can gradually become purified. But when somebody disturbs that, then Krishna has to come to again reinstate it and to take people again to his bhakti. So this is a very important thing, right? Dharmasya glani. And abhyuthanam adharmasya, right? And when there is rise of the adharmic people. So, like, for example, like Lord Ram came to destroy the Ravana. Same way when this Duryodhana and all these people are these people are also following the path of religion. That's why Krishna organized this Mahabharat war, and in the end he's going to situate the Pandavas on the throne. They're going to become the rulers. This is what Krishna is mentioning here. तो सी अनदर थिंग इज टू टेक केयर इज सजाम्यहम. सजामी का मतलब होता है, एक होता है क्रिएट करना, एक होता है वन ऑफ द मीनिंग ऑफ सजामी इज क्रिएट. बट सी हियर वी फाइंड व्हेन कृष्ण इज सेइंग सजाम्यहम, द मीनिंग ऑफ सजाम्यहम इज व्हाट? I appear. It's not that Krishna creates a body. Krishna comes in this world by creating of a body. Because Krishna does not have to create a body. Why? Because Krishna's body is transcendental. Krishna's body cannot be separated from him. So this is already being mentioned in the previous shloka. See, that's why Prabhupada is clarifying this. The word Sijami is significant herein. Sijami cannot be used in the sense of creation. जनरली सिजामी का मतलब है क्रिएट करना, सृजन करना, मतलब कि क्रिएट करना. लेकिन यहाँ पे जब बात की जा रही है, सो व्हेन कृष्ण इज सेइंग सिजाम हम, सो इट डज नॉट मीन इट इज क्रिएटेड, इट मींस इट अपीयर्स, लॉर्ड अपीयर्स, because according to the previous verse there is no creation of the Lord's form or the body, since all of the forms are eternally existence. Therefore Sijami means that the Lord manifests himself as he is. Okay? So this is the important thing. So Krishna just appears, you know? He does not have to take a material body. Also another dharma Prabhupada is mentioning about dharma also again. So again, dharma is also dharmam to sakshat bhagavad pranitam. They are also the direct orders of the Supreme Lord, right? So again, those orders are also meant to help a person move closer towards the goal of life, which is bhakti to Krishna. That is also another way, right? So same thing which we discussed dharma. Again, dharma can also be means again the social order or the laws given by the God for helping the people to move towards his bhakti. Here one point was the Vedic principles push one towards complete surrender unto him. And whenever such principles are disturbed by the demonic, the Lord appears. It again clarification of the same things. Right? The purpose of the Vedic principles, the different principles which are being given, the duties for the varnas, the duties for the ashramas, the purpose of all of them is also ultimately what? To push one towards the complete surrender unto him. It's Sarva Dharman Parityaja, when Krishna says further there. See again, see there when Krishna is saying Sarva Dharman Parityaja, that dharmas is for different. Here when Krishna is saying dharma, it is for different. So, but the ultimate purpose of the Vedic principles is to push one towards complete surrender unto him. That is the main thing, of all the principles. And when they are being disturbed, then the Lord has to appear. This Prabhupada is speaking about. See here, Prabhupada. Therefore, each and every avatar or the incarnation of the Lord is a particular mission, and they are all described in the revealed scriptures. No one should be accepted as an avatar unless he is referred to by the scriptures. So, avatar is there; they have been mentioned in the scriptures, and they have a mission to fulfill. They should be only accepted. In each and every incarnation, he speaks as much about religion as can be understood by the particular people under their particular circumstances. But the mission is the same, to lead people to God consciousness and obedience to the principles of religion. Sometimes he descends personally, and sometimes he sends his bona fide representatives in the form of his son, or the servant, or himself in some disguised form. Okay? So the Lord is coming again and again. So see, one important thing here, like there are some religions like Christianity or like Islam. So they say that, that okay, Jesus was the only son. Jesus was the only son. And, and everyone has to follow Jesus, and those who will not follow Jesus, they will all go to the hell. So they're called as the exclusivist religions. Exclusivist religions means what? They said that okay, there's only one way for perfection of life. And if you don't follow this one way, then you are gone. But see, here we find in the shloka Krishna is mentioning that no, I come again and again whenever people are deviated from the main duty of life. So see, so this makes more sense also, right? Because if there's God, then God is all merciful, then why he will just restrict his mercy only through one person and also only for a certain period of time? That cannot be right. If the God is all merciful Father, then he will try to create again and again opportunities for his mercy to be accessed by the conditioned souls. So that's why the claim of many of the exclusivist religions that he was the last messenger, and that does not match with the Krishna's unlimited compassion. Unlimited compassion of Krishna's compassion is unlimited. That's why Krishna, he himself also comes again and again, or he sends his devotees. Prabhupada is mentioning here, you see. And they all, and that's why they all try to preach the same message, as per the audience. Ultimately for the same goal. What is the same goal? To lead people to the God consciousness and obedience to the principles of religion. That is the main goal. His thing. Sometimes he descends personally. So Krishna is personally coming, right? Here, like we find now, Krishna is personally coming. Or he comes as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or he comes as Lord Ram, etc. And sometimes he sends his bona fide representatives in the form of his son. Right? Like Jesus Christ was the son of the Lord, right? Prabhupada, you can say, or servant. or himself in some disguised form. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a disguised form. Again, he came for showing mercy to the people. This is a theme, right? So here Krishna is mentioning that how he is coming. When people are distracted from performance of the dharma, the duties of their life. Again, the whole purpose of the mission of the incarnations is to arouse Krishna consciousness everywhere. Such consciousness is manifest and non-manifest only under the different circumstances. Okay. So here Krishna has talked about uh, when does he come. Okay. Now next sloka, again very famous sloka, where Krishna is now going to speak about the reasons for his coming in this world. So he is giving 3 reasons why he comes in this world. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Very famous shloka. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Right? Sambhavami means what? I appear. Yuge yuge means in every millennium, in every yugas, or yuga after yugas. No? For 3 purposes. What? Paritranaya sadhunam. Paritrana means propagating for the deliverance of the devotees. No? One thing is paritranaya sadhunam, for the deliverance of the devotees, or for relieving the devotees from the miseries, or for giving protection to the devotees. All these ways it can be understood. For giving protection to the devotees, or for relieving the devotees from the miseries. These are the 2 ways we can understand this. Either to give protection to the devotees or to relieve the devotees from the miseries. And second thing is vinashaya cha dushkritam. So those who are dushkritis, those who do misdeeds, those who are papis, or those who are sinful, or those who are adharmic. So Krishna comes to destroy them. Like for example, like Krishna came to Lord Ram came to destroy the Ravana. So these people they harm the devotees. So Lord comes and destroys these adharmic people, and in that way he also gives protection to the devotees. And third thing is dharma samsthapanartha, right? स्थापन करने के लिए, धर्म की स्थापना करने के लिए, right? Again, dharma means what? What is the dharma? Again, the social arrangements, है ना, by which people can move closer to the path of the bhakti. So again to re-establish the principles of religion. Krishna again comes to establish the principles of religion. So these are 3 reasons. So here now some important things to be discussed. See here it is told to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants as well as to reestablish the principles of religion. I appear myself millennium after millennium. This Krishna has told him. We know about this. Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, So see, we'll see a commentary by Vishwacharya Thakur, where he is mentioning, giving some more insight into this. This is commentary by Vishwacharya Thakur. See, so see, this is a conversation. So previously, Krishna has told that yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati. Whenever there is a decline in the religion, I appear. Arjuna is raising a question. But your devotees, the Raja Rishis and the Brahma Rishis, can rectify the destruction of the dharma and the increase of the dharma, then why it is necessary that you make an appearance? So, no, see, the Lord told that, I come. Why do I come? I come to prevent the destruction of the dharma, and when there's an increase of the dharmic people. But then Arjuna is telling that, like Rajarshis are there, Brahmarishis are there, right? The kings are there, the saintly kings are there. They can very well destroy the dharmic people. They can very well re-establish the principles of the religion. Then why it is necessary that you make an appearance, right? फिर आपको आने की क्यों जरूरत पड़ती है? Right? जहाँ तक अधार्मिक चीजों की बात है, ठीक है, वो तो जो सेंटली किंग्स है वो लोग भी डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकते हैं. लाइक रावण था, या फिर लेटर से उनको वो लोग भी मार सकते थे. तो आपको आने की क्या जरूरत पड़ती है? Then see, Lord is telling, that is true, but I come. Yes, it is true that my devotees can also rectify these situations. They can also establish the dharma. Like Prabhupada established the dharma which was not being followed. Prabhupada gave it on such a big level. Devotees can also do these things. That is true, but I come and perform feats. Feats means acts, which are very difficult for others to do. Lord is saying, yes, it is true that my devotees can also do many of these things, but I come to do such kind of things which are impossible for others. It's what does it indicate? See, Krishna is telling, I appear for delivering my dedicated devotees. See, this is I appear for delivering my dedicated devotees whose hearts are bursting with longing for me, who are suffering due to their devotion. This is the first reason. Okay, uh, so the meaning of this first thing, paritranaya sadhana, that I come to give protection to the devotees. So see, as far as giving protection to the devotees is concerned, Krishna can very well do it being situated in his own abode also. Or there are some Raja Rishis who can do this kind of things. They can give protection to the devotees. So this is not the main reason why Krishna is coming. यहाँ पे विश्वनाथ ठाकुर बता रहे हैं कि ना, see what happens is the devotees who are there, they are having, they are having misery because of not being able to see the Lord. They have very much longing to see the Lord. They want to see the Lord. They want to see his pastimes. They want to see his beautiful form. So the reason why Lord is coming in this world is also, the main reason why Lord is coming in this world is not to give them protection, but to relieve their miseries, to relieve them from this pain of separation from the Lord. This is the thing, I deliver my dedicated devotees whose hearts are bursting with longing for me, for suffering due to their devotion. This is the main reason. Because see, like Lord Krishna came, and then he did so many wonderful pastimes, and he revealed his form, he revealed his devotees. So then the devotees, they felt so satisfied by seeing Krishna at that point of time. And for even time to come ahead, like now for us also, now also, like now this month we are celebrating Damodar Leela. So even that in the time to come, the devotees are able to remember those pastimes of Krishna. They're able to have yatras to those places where Krishna performed those pastimes. And in that way, they're able to relieve them from separation from Krishna by hearing of his pastimes and by assessing the places of his pastimes. So Krishna comes to relieve the devotees, paritranaya, to deliver the devotees from these miseries or the pain of separation from him. This is the main reason. Because other things Krishna can do very well, sitting there also. For killing the demons is not a big thing. Krishna can do it on his own. Like Ravana, Krishna can just give a heart attack to Ravana, or he can give COVID-19 to Ravana. He can also die. What is the problem? But that is not the main reason, right? So main reason is being told here that the main reason is to relieve the devotees from the pains of separation from Krishna. Also, it is told for destroying the evil-minded persons like Ravan, Kamsa, and Keshi, who give suffering to my devotees and who cannot be killed by anyone except me. Right? This is also another reason. As Krishna told, na, I come to perform feats which are very difficult for others to do. Right? So, like some of the demons were very powerful by the will of Krishna only. Like we know about Kamsa and all these people. Like, they are Jai Vijayas. Krishna only sent them here for fulfilling his desires for fighting Virarasa. Some of these demons, which are very powerful, which cannot be killed by other people, to kill them also Krishna comes. And also for establishing in a firm way the supreme dharma of meditating on me, worshipping, serving me, and singing about me, which cannot be instituted by anyone but me. So basically, his bhakti. What is that dharma which Krishna wants to establish? Na, his bhakti, his devotional service, which includes chanting, hearing, meditating, etc. This Vishnu. So the same thing Prabhupada is also explained in the purport. So Prabhupada is explaining here. Please read this.
As far as the atheistics are concerned, it is not necessary for the Supreme Lord to appear as he is to destroy them, as he did with the demons Ramana and Kamsa. The Lord has many agents who are quite competent to vanquish demons, but the Lord especially descends to appease his unalloyed devotees who are always harassed by the demonic.
So the Lord comes to give fulfill the desires of the devotees. So that is a primary reason. The primary reason is to satisfy the devotees by showing his beauty and his pastimes. And the secondary reason is to kill the demons and all. They are the secondary reasons. And see again, Prabhupada is quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it is being spoken. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has spoken to Sanatan Goswami about the avatars of the Lord. You see, सृष्टि हेतु ये मूर्ति प्रपंचे अवतारे से ईश्वर मूर्ति अवतार नाम धरे मायातीत पर व्योम सवार अवस्थान विश्व अवतारी धरे अवतार नाम. The avatar or the incarnation of Godhead descends from the kingdom of God for material manifestation, and the particular form of the personality of Godhead who so descends is called an incarnation or avatar. Such incarnations are situated in the spiritual world, the kingdom of God. When they descend to the material creation, they assume the name avatar. Right? So avatar means avatar iti avatara, right? So see, the forms of the Lord are there. They're transcendental forms. So they exist in the spiritual world, right? For example, like Narsim Dev, he's there in the spiritual world. Lord Ram, he's in the spiritual world. So they just descend in this world. Now it's not that in this world, it is being created. No, it is already existing in the spiritual world. The same thing descends in this world, and that is called as an avatar. So this whole science of the avatar is given and by Rup Goswami in his literature called as the Laghu Bhagavatamrita. That is basically elaboration of what knowledge was given to him by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And see, there are different types of avatars. So we'll just end with this. There are different types of avatars. There are Purusha avatars. So the Purusha avatars means what? The three Vishnu avatars, starting from Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu. So this refers to the three Purushas or the three Vishnus who take care of the material world. Like from the pores of the body of the Mahavishnu, the universes are generated. So the Lord takes care of the material creation by the means of these three Purushas. They're called as the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu. They're called as the Purusha avatars. Then there are Guna avatars. So what are Guna avatars? The Trinities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. So they are the in charge of the three modes. Like the material world is made up of the three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So these three, Brahmaji is the in charge of the mode of passion, Lord Shiva is the mode of in charge of the ignorance, and Lord Vishnu is the mode in charge of the mode of goodness. They are called as the Guna avatars. Those who are in charge of the three modes in the material world. And there are some Leela avatars. So what are Leela avatars? There are some avatars of the Lord which come and just perform the pastime. They don't come for establishing the Yuga Dharma. Like for every yoga, there is some Yuga Dharma. There is some spiritual duty, by performance of which one can achieve the highest perfection of life. Just like for the Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is what? Harinam Sankirtan. And similarly, like for the Sati Yuga, it was meditation. For the Treta Yuga, it was yajnas. For the Dwapar Yuga, it was worshipping of the deities. So those avatars or those incarnations who come to establish the Yuga Dharma, they are called as the Yuga avatars. Like for example, for the Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He's a Yuga avatara. He came for establishment of what? For the establishment of the Harinam Sankirtan. That is the meaning of a Yuga avatara. Whereas Leela avatara means what? Who simply comes for performance of the Leelas. Like for example, like Krishna came. Krishna came at the end of the Dwapar Yuga. And Krishna just came and performed the pastimes. He didn't came for establishing the dharma. Similarly, Lord Ram came. Lord Ram came, performed the pastime Leelas. He didn't came for establishment of the dharma. Similarly, Lord Nasimdev came. It's a Leela. He's a Leela avatar. That is a Leela avatar. Okay. And then there's a Shakti Avesh avatars. Shakti Avesh avatars क्या होते हैं? There are some living entities who are being given some special empowerment, some special power by the Lord. They are called as a Shaktavish avatar of the Lord, right? For example, like Narad Muni, he is a Shaktavish avatar of the Lord. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj, he is also Shaktavish avatar of the Lord. So they are called as a Shaktavish avatar, right? Similarly, Prabhupada also, he is also another Shaktavish avatar of the Lord. Some Jivatmas who are given special empowerment by the Lord, like Jesus Christ, Shaktavish avatar. They are called Shaktavish avatar. And then there is a Manvantar avatar. We discussed it how there are 14 Manus. The one day of the Brahma is divided into 14 phases. They are called as the 14 Manvantars. So for every Manvantar also Lord comes as one of the avatar. That is called as the Manvantar avatar. So they are called, so these are the different types of the avatars which are there. Okay? So this is the theme of this shloka number 8. So Krishna told about the 3 reasons why he comes in this world. Okay. I think time is up, and we'll continue further from tomorrow. And if anyone has some question related to what we discussed, we can answer.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yeah.
I had one short question, Guruji. I wanted to clarify about Lord Krishna, Guruji. We hear that Lord Krishna is both Guruji, Leela Avatar also and Yoga Avatar also. Like he established Dharma also, Guruji, in the Dwapara Yuga.
Okay, so what is the dharma of the Dwapar Yuga?
Deity worship.
See, one important thing. See, if the Yuga Avatar has to come now, see, Yuga Avatar means what? He's going to give a dharma for the Yuga, isn't it? So now, if he has to come, when will he come? He will come towards the beginning of the Yuga or towards the end of the Yuga? What do you say?
He should come in the beginning, Guruji.
Then only people will follow the dharma na, and will have perfection of life. So Krishna is coming towards the end of the Dwapar Yuga. And the dharma of the Dwapar Yuga is what? Worshipping of the deities. Paricharyanu, that. Right? So of course Krishna is also worshipped his own deities and all. But it's like a very small part of his leelas. No, but he's not that. Except Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's a Yuga avatar. So came in the beginning of the Yuga also to help the people. That's how it is. So
Okay.
Krishna is only Leela avatar. Lord Ram is also Leela avatar. Okay, Hiralal Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण गुरु जी। गुरु जी, आप कॉजलेस मर्सी के बारे में बता रहे थे, कृष्णा कॉजलेस मर्सी का रटाते हैं, तो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉजलेस मर्सी गुरु जी?
कॉजलेस मर्सी, कॉजलेस का मतलब होता है कि जिसका कोई कारण नहीं होता है। मर्सी मतलब कि कृपा, ऐसी कृपा जिसका कोई कारण नहीं है। जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लाइक जैसे हम भक्ति, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक वी से भक्ति, इन द भक्ति वी आर डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द कॉजलेस मर्सी। सो सी मीनिंग ऑफ कॉजलेस मतलब कि जिसका कोई कारण नहीं हो सकता है। जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक ना, लाइक आई हैव चैंटेड, आई हैव चैंटेड वेरी अटेंटिवली ना, जस्ट बिकॉज आई हैव चैंटेड वेरी अटेंटिवली, इज कृष्णा फोर्स टू गिव हिज मर्सी टू मी? नो। Just because I have done very good services, is Krishna forced to give me his mercy? No, because Krishna is completely independent to give his mercy. तो द कॉजेस का मतलब होता है कि जिसका कोई कारण नहीं है। सो जो भक्ति का जो पाथ है, हमारा भक्ति का पाथ है, इसमें जो भी भगवान की कृपा हम पा सकते हैं वो सब क्या कॉजलेस है। कॉजेस मतलब कि यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि यू कैन नॉट फोर्स कृष्णा, और अदर वर्ड्स, कृष्णा इज नॉट obliged to give you mercy. Okay, if you have done this, then Krishna is, you can oblige Krishna to give you mercy. No, you can just do your part, and then when if Krishna is pleased with your efforts, Krishna will give his mercy as per his own free will. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉजलेस मर्सी, मीन्स कि है ना, ऐसी कृपा जिसका कोई कारण नहीं है। मतलब क्योंकि अगर आप बोलोगे कि ये कारण है उसको पाने का, तो फिर तो मतलब इट मींस दैट कृष्णा इज नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, कृष्णा इज ऑब्लाइज्ड, मींस कृष्णा इज नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट। समझ में आया आपको पॉइंट?
यस गुरु जी। गुरु जी, फिर
तो अभी
मटेरियलिस्टिक को
अभी
अगर देखा
अभी
जाए,
अभी जो हमने डिस्कस किया उसके कंटेक्स्ट में कि देखिए, भगवान का इस संसार में आने का भगवान को कोई नीड नहीं है। ऐसा नहीं कि भगवान ऑब्लाइज है कि नहीं भाई मैंने मटेरियल वर्ल्ड क्रिएट किया है तो वहाँ पे मुझे जाना ही चाहिए, और है ना बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो मेरा वेट कर रहे होंगे। ऐसा नहीं है, राइट? लोग तो वेट भी नहीं कर रहे, बल्कि ज्यादातर लोग तो हम लोग, लेकिन भक्त तो मतलब कृष्णा इज नॉट ऑब्लाइज टू कम इन दिस वर्ल्ड। ऐसा नहीं कि कृष्णा इज हैज टू कम इन दिस वर्ल्ड, बट स्टिल कृष्णा चूज टू कम इन दिस वर्ल्ड। सो ही चूजेस मीन्स व्हाट, he is coming by his own mercy. He is not obliged to come, but he comes by his own mercy. Just like, see, हम लोग preaching करते हैं, right? Now it's not that we are obliged to do preaching, right? But we do preaching ना, because we are trying to just represent the Lord's causeless mercy, right? हम भगवान के जो हेतु की कृपा उसको बांटना चाहते हैं। That's the point. आप कुछ बोल रहे थे और?
गुरु जी फिर मटेरियलिस्टिक पे कॉजलेस मर्सी का कुछ देख सकते हैं गुरु जी?
Materialistic क्या? Sorry,
जो
क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आया।
मटेरियलिस्टिक होते हैं प्रभु जी, तो उन पर कृष्णा कॉजलेस मर्सी नहीं करते क्या?
देखिए, अल्टीमेटली कृष्णा इज, है ना, हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु। कृष्ण अल्टीमेटली सब पे कृपा बांट रहे हैं, किस कृपा कर रहे हैं। बट देखिए क्या है, कृष्णा किस तरीके से कृपा दे रहे हैं ना, वो हमको समझना, इट्स अ बिग सब्जेक्ट मैटर। बट इन एसेंस कृष्णा इज मेकिंग सच काइंड ऑफ अरेंजमेंट बाय विच इवेंचुअली everyone can ultimately move towards his bhakti. So even those who are materialistic people, Krishna is, they want to be independent, they want to enjoy independently. Okay, Krishna is allowing them, take it, give a try, and so that eventually they will have a frustration, and eventually they can think, they can understand that, they can be awakened in the knowledge that how these temporary enjoyments will not give me happiness. So Krishna is giving them this freedom to do material enjoyment is also his mercy only, because they need it. You know, just like suppose आपको आपको कोई जबरदस्ती कोई भक्ति थोड़ा ना करवा सकता है, राइट? आपको खुद को अपना रियलाइजेशन होना चाहिए कि मुझे भक्ति करनी जरूरी है। तो उसके लिए जो भी नीडफुल हो वो आपको करना, फ्रीडम देना भी पड़ेगा आपको। तो मटेरियलिस्टिक लोगों पे भी भगवान पे कृपा कैसे दे रहे हैं? कृष्णा has made the arrangement of the karmas. Okay, they try to enjoy in this particular way, they get bound up, they get some sufferings, they have to go to hell also. So by that, eventually if somebody will become awakened in the knowledge, then one will be able to get rid of this cycle, just like all of us in our life. That is how Krishna is showing the mercy. So see, Krishna's mercy is from the point of, see, our measurement of the mercy is different, and Krishna's measurement of the mercy is different, right? We see from a very limited way, but Krishna sees from the eternal point of view. Eternal point of view से हमारे लिए क्या हेल्पफुल होगा वो कृष्णा करते हैं हमारे लाइफ में। मटेरियलिस्टिक लोगों को भी वो दे रहे हैं बिकॉज दे नीड सच एंजॉयमेंट, व्हाट कैन बी डन। They are adamant.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Keshav Prabhu. Those of you who want to continue, please continue. हाँ
हरे कृष्ण।
हाँ
मेरा एक डाउट था, हमें धर्म के 3 डेफिनेशन थे, तो उसमें जैसे एक डेफिनेशन ये भी आता है, धर्म तो साक्षात भगवत प्रणीता, वो किस कैटेगरी में आएगा? 3
धर्मम तो साक्षात भगवत प्रणीतम। देखिए उसका क्या मतलब हुआ? धर्मास आर द लॉज गिवन बाय द लॉर्ड। जो भगवान ने जो लॉज बना रखे हैं उसी को बताया गया, राइट ना? तो सेकंड कैटेगरी में भी आ सकता है वो, और फर्स्ट कैटेगरी में भी आप उसको ले सकते हो। फर्स्ट कैटेगरी में क्या हो गया एक तरीके से, है ना? अल्टीमेट अल्टीमेट जो भगवान ने जो ऑर्डर बताया, अल्टीमेट ऑर्डर क्या है? सर्वधर्मान् प्रति जो मामेकम शरणम व्रज। That dharma will refer to everything. Krishna has only given the process of the sadhana bhakti also. Okay.
यस
But anyways, specifically वहां पे जो धर्मा बात किया जा रहा है, सोशल अरेंजमेंट, वर्णाश्रम अरेंजमेंट, क्योंकि जो डीमन होते हैं वो उसको डिस्टर्ब कर देते हैं, तो फिर लोग प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर सकते ना भक्ति के प्रति, इसलिए वहां पे उसके लिए बात किया गया है। ओके, यस अनिल प्रभु।
प्रभु जी, लाइक आपने बताया कि लाइक वर्स में भी आता है कि कृष्णा मतलब उनके ओरिजिनल फॉर्म में इधर आते हैं, मतलब ओरिजिनल बॉडी रहता है उनका।
हाँ
तो मेरे को मतलब एक डाउट है प्रभु जी की, जैसे हम देखते हैं कि कृष्णा का जैसे बॉयहुड फिर यूथ तक जाते हैं तो चेंजेस दिखता है बॉडी में, तो इसको कैसे समझे? मतलब सेम ही बॉडी है, लाइक स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में भी ऐसे होता है या इधर ही है? जैसे लॉर्ड राम भी लाइक बेबी से लाइक यंग एज तक जाते हैं,
एक्चुअली
इसको
जो
कैसे समझे?
द जो बाल्य लीला है ना, बाल्य लीला है, वो सिर्फ भगवान मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में शो करता है। बिकॉज स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में क्या है? इन द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड कृष्णा इज ऑलवेज इन द नवयौवन फॉर्म। 16 ईयर ओल्ड बॉय कृष्णा इज ऑलवेज इन दैट पर्टिकुलर फॉर्म। तो इसलिए जो बाल लीला है भगवान की, है ना, छोटे में मक्खन चुराना और क्या, सॉरी, छोटे वाली जो लीलाएं सारी होती है वो सिर्फ भगवान मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं। तो पहली बात तो ये समझने वाली बात है कि इट्स नॉट दैट वहां पे स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड लॉर्ड एग्जिस्ट एज अ नवयौवन फॉर्म। 16 ईयर ओल्ड पर्सन के रूप में भगवान वहाँ पे हमेशा रहते हैं। सिर्फ इस वर्ल्ड में भगवान अपने बाल लीलाओं को दिखाते हैं। तो रिगार्डिंग अभी इस फॉर्म में आप बोल रहे हो कि वो यहाँ पे भी हमको दिखता है चेंज होते हुए ना, कृष्णा वाज चाइल्ड एंड देन ही ग्रो ओल्ड। ये देखिए इस वर्ल्ड में वो लीलाओं को मैनिफेस्ट करने के लिए भगवान वो फॉर्म दिखाते हैं, बट वो भी फिर ऐसा नहीं कि वो कृष्ण उसमें भी क्या, कृष्णा रिमेन्स एवर यंग। 16-17 साल के यंग रूप में आने के बाद भी फिर कृष्णा उसके बाद में और फर्दर ग्रो ओल्ड नहीं होते हैं। तो अभी आपका जो क्वेश्चन है कि जो उनका जो बाल वाला फॉर्म है, क्या वो भी ट्रांसेंडेंटल है कि नहीं है, वो स्पिरिचुअल में एग्जिस्ट करता है कि नहीं करता है, थोड़ा सा इसके मुझे चेक करना पड़ेगा। आई विल चेक अबाउट इट एंड विल लेट यू नो। But one thing is
यस
sure, Bal Leela are not in the spiritual world. They are there only in the material world. Okay? Regarding that particular
थैंक यू।
form, how it is transcendental, we'll just find it out. है ना, next कल बात करेंगे इसके बाद। Okay, anything else? क्वेश्चन था और हाँ, ठीक है, और कुछ?
Very good, Prabhuji.
हाँ, yes.
Prabhuji, one question in the chat box.
Attract mercy. How to attract mercy? हाँ यही ना, how to attract mercy.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So all of you are, how to attract mercy. This is the month of Damodar Leela. Krishna is teaching that how we can attract mercy. We have to be we have to nicely put our efforts as given. अच्छा चलो आपने पूछा तो चलो I will show you one thing. So Prabhupada explained that how if you want to attain the mercy of the Lord, then we have to have these 3 things in our life. We have to be sincere, we have to be serious, and we have to what? We have to what is the third thing?
Submissive.
No. Sincere, serious, and
पेशेंस।
patience. Okay, fine. तो ठीक है, I will just show you this and will end with this. तो आपने पूछा है तो since we know how we can attain the mercy of the Lord by following the principles of the bhakti given to us by the authorized agents. So Prabhupada often told this that how we have to be we have to be sincere, serious, and we have to be without ulterior motives. These are the 3 qualities if you want to attain the mercy of Krishna. We have to be serious, we have to be sincere, and we have to be free from the ulterior motivations. I will just show you this about what is the meaning of them. All these 3 things. कई बार सुना है हमने ना इसके बारे में. This is by our spiritual master. He was explaining in my lecture. Okay. So see, what is the meaning of sincerity? Sincerity means what? We should not give up in spite of the impediments or the temptations. Even if there are impediments, even if there are temptations, we should not give up our Krishna consciousness duties. Chanting Hare Krishna, following the four regulative principles. This is the meaning of sincerity. Second thing is, a sincere person maintains their integrity and their good character no matter what. There may be temptations, there may be fears and aversions, but we maintain the proper character of a devotee. We maintain our regulative principles, our morality. We maintain our humility and service attitudes, our fidelity to the Guru and Krishna, despite temptations and many alternatives that are being put before us. That is sincerity. Again, despite the frivolous nature of the mind, we follow the path of bhakti and live by the proper character. That is sincerity. So, so this is the thing about sincerity. In essence, sincerity means what? To not give up amidst all kinds of temptations and difficulties and hardships, but to faithfully continue the path of bhakti with proper attitudes. This is the meaning of sincerity. Second thing is about seriousness. So, what is the meaning of seriousness? There should be a sense of urgency. We should see that Krishna consciousness is an urgent business, and we should not try to postpone our surrender to Krishna. It is being told that how for non-devotees, Maya cheats them by telling that there's no need to surrender. And for devotees, Maya cheats by telling that yes, we should surrender, but let me do these things, then we will surrender. We should not postpone it. We should be very active in our efforts. And the last thing is Prabhupada told is no ulterior motives. So what is the meaning of no ulterior motives? It means we should not have a separate agenda, which means we should not be doing bhakti for some material profits. No, it is told we must render first class devotional service, right? First class, right? It's सबके first class जाना चाहता है ना, first class प्रसाद, first class grades, first class job, first class salary, right? First class wife, right? Etc. etc. वैसे ही we should also have first class bhakti, which means what? Without the desire for material acquisitions, elevation to the higher planets, without even the desire for the liberation. Also, we must perform service only with the desire to please Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas, and to uplift the conditioned soul. Now, we should serve the Vaishnavas to please the Vaishnavas. We should have no separate agenda. So, Prabhupada told that these three things, we should be, if we are sincere, sincere means what? We don't give up. Right? Prahlad Maharaj. Examples are like Prahlad Maharaj didn't give up. Haridas Thakur didn't give up. We are serious. Bharat Maharaj. The example is of Bharat Maharaj, seriousness, right? So serious he was in the further lives, not wanting to waste even a single moment. And we should have no ulterior motives. Our only desire is pure devotional service. So then we can attain the mercy of Krishna. So I will just read this part also. And if we are just sincere to try the very best we can, Krishna will be there to help us. If we take the credit for anything, that is insincerity. We just try our best to do the right thing and give all credit to Krishna. Depend upon Krishna. When Srila Prabhupada was on Jaldruta, he was praying so far from Vrindavan. Such an impossible mission. I'm completely depending on your mercy. He's praying to Guru and Krishna. Following in those footsteps, we have to execute our mission of Krishna consciousness, completely depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. That is sincerity. It is very simple. Very important is we have to put our efforts, but we have to have dependence upon Krishna. Because bhakti is a path of grace. Bhakti mein, it's a path of grace, which means what? We cannot oblige Krishna to give his mercy to us. Krishna is Farad, Krishna is fully independent. That's why there is a concept of patience and confidence. So if we have confidence in our spiritual life, well, then we'll be able to have patience, and then we will remain enthusiastic for our bhakti. This is how we can attain the mercy of the Lord in our life. Most important is by sincerely trying to follow the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. This is in one way, if you say one statement, if you sincerely try to follow the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master in our life, then mercy of the Lord will come in our life. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I think we can end here then. अविल को आपका हाथ खड़ा है, आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हो क्या? Okay, permanently खड़ा है इसका मतलब है हरि बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है?
नहीं
Okay, thank you so much.
हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you so much, Prabhupada की जय गौर।